What is going on, guys? Welcome to Reaction Nation TV, and today I got another video for you guys. This is the Jordan flu game. Obviously, I know about the shoes, so I'm excited to see where the name came from. Sorry, and pretty much watch this game, and you guys watch it with me. If you guys haven't done it already, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel and help this bad boy grow. And let's get into the video.
For game 5 between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz. And for more on these two clubs, let's check in with the dean, Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Marv. At 3:30 this morning, Michael Jordan woke up with flu-like symptoms. He had a stomach ache and a headache, and he couldn't go back to sleep. He threw up all night, and as reported earlier, he missed the shoot-around, but he was in bed all day and continued to throw up. As a matter of fact, he got in here early. When I went to talk to him back in the back room,
I ain't gonna lie, if that was me, I ain't doing shit. I'm not. If I'm sick as a dog, I know a lot of people that's sick as a dog. People call out of work, or they not going to school, and this dude is playing a whole game. It's crazy.
he was in a dark room trying to get some rest, but still throwing up. And Marv, I talked to him. I said, "How do you feel?" He said, "I really feel horrible." But his history in games where he's either been hurt or sick has been bad news for the opponent. And as you can see, he's ready to go tonight. Marv?
All right, thanks, Ahmad. And the Utah Jazz control the tip.
Too far out of his range there. I just don't think Carl had any idea what the shot clock was.
And Jordan trying to slip it, and then turn it back and hit. So Michael Jordan, despite visibly shaken by the flu symptoms, has checked in, replacing Luke Longley. It's Utah 7 and Chicago 2.
Marv, Utah's got the quick start that they needed to keep the crowd into it.
Michael Jordan able to line drive it home for his second field goal. In the field in a red-hot opening quarter. Chicago just 5 for 15. Michael Jordan is back, putting the move on Chris Marr.
Damn.
So Jordan has 6 points, 3 of 6. Now Kukoc posting up. Jordan off the fake. Count would have. He'll go to the line.
Chicago cannot guard on the perimeter. This series shifted to Salt Lake City. Terrible pass.
Well, John Stockton with a rare mistake. Michael Jordan draws the foul. Here in the second quarter, playing with flu-like symptoms. Also looked exhausted in the fourth quarter the other night, although he was able to pick things up.
And that pick and roll has been very good to Utah, almost so much that they forgot to go to inside game because they're getting so many good scores out of any pick and roll with John Stockton or Howard Isley on the left side of the floor.
Michael Jordan has had to carry so much of the load as Hornacek back-to-back horrible turnovers for Utah.
And Jordan puts moves on Hornacek. Hornacek off the fake. And Pippen able to glide in for the rebound.
That's crazy.
By just 9.
That's Chicago Bull basketball. When they get a rebound or get a steal, get out and run and attack the basket.
Evans came over to join Dan Crawford because Stockton and Parker were pushing on the lineup. Jordan to the crossover. Yes. Not bad for a guy playing with flu symptoms. 13-2 run.
Well, there's a theory that if you're hurting some or not feeling particularly well, then it heightens your awareness and concentration.
And Jordan with 12 of his 16 points here in the second quarter. It's down a 3-point Jazz lead. And the steal by Jordan.
Oh my God.
Behind the back on Russell. He turned it around and fed it to Pippen.
What the fuck? Whoa, wait. He is sick as a dog, and he is putting. This is crazy. One thing I do notice is he's being very calculated, like how much he's moving around because he's pacing himself because obviously he's sick as a dog. So he's picking and choosing when to explode and use more energy. And that's very smart, especially when you sick as a dog. And yeah, he's just getting to his spots. He's letting the game come to him and everything. And I definitely noticed that because I don't really see him running around the whole entire game as I did, in the highlights. Obviously, I'm gonna react to more games as well, but it looks like he's really picking his spots because he ain't got the energy today.
Play by Michael Jordan.
Well, Chicago is in that mode now. Any mistake made by Utah, long rebound, steal, they are getting out and flying.
Utah's lead is down to 1. They led by as many as 16. Shot clock at 6. Foster off the double team. Bad shot. Fired it up. And the Bulls actually have a chance to take the lead. They're in the midst of a 23-8 run. Jordan putting moves on and a foul. Foul on Stockton, who was trying to draw the charge.
Now John Stockton out of control. Passing on the move right into the hands of Michael Jordan with Scottie Pippen filling the lane for the
Damn.
finish, and Jordan not taking
Put back.
for granted, finishing off. Stockton in all kinds of trouble, tries for Dennis Rodman, flop, doesn't get the whistle there. Jordan to the line.
Michael Jordan with 19 points in all. 15 have come in the second quarter. Utah at one point led 36-20, 3 minutes into the second. And the Chicago Bulls have taken a 1-point lead with 2.5 left.
Are you kidding? I am really sick. I asked Chip Shaver, the trainer. He said he's exhausted, totally dehydrated, and a little bit out of it. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. Well, I'm told by the Jazz players that Jerry Sloan really threw a tirade at halftime, screaming at them, unhappy that they were up 16 and then lost the lead. Said we need more defense, transition, keep them off the boards. Says we match the aggression and intensity of Pippen and Jordan. That's why they're going to the foul line.
Russell eluding Pippen. Rodman very active here in the third quarter.
And the Jazz not able to get to their offensive glass. Ostertag was great. Karl Malone's got the 3 fouls. Has to play very smart here.
Good pass. Good pass.
Cutting Longley, and the Utah lead is down to 2.
The best job by Luke Longley all series long of moving without the ball. When the double team comes, finding that lane, finding the open seam, and finishing.
Hoffer his third.
Karl Malone coming to double team, and Rodman just did a good enough job of getting in the way of Greg Foster.
Yes, Howard Isley has checked back in, replacing John Stockton. They double up on Hornacek, who's able to find Ostertag. Back for Hornacek. That time mistimed by Ostertag, looking for the tip. Chicago down by 2. Jordan got the step. Jordan tied the game at 63. 2-2 position.
It's crazy.
In the NBA Finals just once during their previous 4 title runs. That was back in '92 against Portland. And they went out to beat the Blazers 4 games to 2. That was their second of 4 titles. It is 2-2 right now in this game number 5. Michael Jordan cuts it to a 5-point Jazz lead. Chris Mars back on the floor, had some good moments. Not there, though. Coming up short.
But he's willing to take shots. And right now, some of these guys
pull up.
are tightening up a bit. How long are you going to go with Karl Malone on the bench? He's looking up at Jerry Sloan and saying, put me in there, coach.
Malone playing with 4 fouls. Well, he's been sitting here at the start of the fourth quarter. Antoine Carr. And here is Chris Mars. Very well.
and that'll buy Karl Malone another 30 seconds or another minute of rest. Time and score will dictate when Karl Malone comes back in.
Chris Morris with 11 points off the bench. Jordan, yes, has 77, and the Bulls.
That's a pretty shot.
With 2 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter.
And you're talking about him leaving Marvin, not playing anymore. He's having the time of his life out there.
Well, we talked about that with him the other day, and I said, could you actually sit out next year? He claimed he could. Whether he's just positioning, we don't know. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan pops it down to Kukoc. Kukoc for three. Yes.
Well, of course, this is not as much fun.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I forgot this was the finals, so I see why he was playing this game. He not gonna sit out, no matter how he felt.
Baseball, no way.
The Jazz leading by 3.
Well, Tony Kukoc might as well only take three-point shots. That's all he's made in the last 2 games for Chicago.
Paul's pass broken up. And Pippen able to come up with it on the deflection. Jordan fires for 3. Yes.
Damn.
And he's tied the game at 77. Chicago can recapture the lead. Utah has led by as many as 16. The Bulls at one point led by 1. Russell on Jordan. Anderson cheating over. Shot clock at 7. Jordan shooting. Yes. Chicago 79 and Utah 77.
It was his burst of speed to get to the position that set it all up, and then he just outweighted Russell facial. Where's Karl Malone?
Malone played by Williams. Illegal defense for the first time against the Bulls.
Well, there's this cut across by Michael, getting open, wants to really drive, but not a good enough spacing by the rest of the Chicago Bulls, but just that little shake was able to get Brian Russell on his heels.
We're down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the fourth. The game tied at 81. Malone played by Rodman and double team. Pippen knocked it aside. Picked up, recovered though. Stockton for 3. Same exact spot that he hit that enormous three-pointer in game 4. And he just did it with 2.
Oh, they down by 3.
Shot clock. 3-point Jazz lead. Bulls have missed their last 6 shots. Jordan, yes. The Jazz by 1 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
All game long, Russell forces him left, and then he gives up an easy right-hander. Jordan is too good to allow him into the middle of the lane.
Malone backing Rodman. And a foul against the Bulls, and they're upset. That is number 6 on Dennis Rodman.
Well, the Chicago Bulls defense doing a good job of cutting off Ostertag on that cut to the basket when Longley goes to for the double team. Here, the loose ball, the scramble, everybody diving around, and John Stockton calmly, with just 1 second left on the shot clock, with the huge 3, and Michael Jordan on the move, beating Russell to the right, hanging in the air, and finishing that shot off.
Man, that's a pretty shot. That's a pretty shot.
And then Karl Malone in the paint, the fadeaway on the arm, clearly by Dennis Rodman, forcing the shot to be short. And now Karl Malone again at the line with everything to be determined with these 2 foul shots.
Malone is 4 of 7 at the line. You see the stats on Rodman in 23 minutes, 7 rebounds, only 1 field goal, 2 points. He's been replaced by Tony Kukoc.
That's that lack of discipline we were talking about early in the game with Dennis Rodman when he picked up a couple of cheap fouls. If you get Karl Malone to take that fadeaway shot, you have to be happy. Just go up and challenge it. You never want to foul on that shot.
Utah with a 2-point lead. 2:25 remaining in in the fourth. The chant of MVP for Karl Malone. Oh, he barely caught the left side of the rim.
Well, fading back and falling back, but he did that the other night and still made one.
Karl Malone's guarding Tony Kukoc. This is a very difficult matchup for him. Tony, incredibly smart.
Shot clock at 5, and a foul called on the Jazz. It's on Hornacek. Team foul number 5 for Utah. So both teams are now over the foul limit. And Scottie Pippen back to the line. He's 6 of 7 at the line, and he has an opportunity to tie the game. Chicago's now 18 of 26 at the line, so they will certainly have their chances as opposed to the other night. Kukoc able to rescue.
Come back to Jordan. He's clapping for it.
Chicago trailing by 1. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. A minute 40 remaining in the fourth. The Jazz with a 1-point lead. Hornacek at the step. Stopped. Faced down by Russell. They get the new 24. And Stockton checking with Jerry Sloan. Utah good shape in terms of timeouts. 3:20 remaining. Shot clock at 10. Here's Malone stepping back for the fadeaway. Bad shot that is handled by Pippen. There was plenty of time on the 24.
And Phil Jackson calling for a pick and roll. Obviously, Michael Jordan to be the ball handler.
Down to 50 seconds. Here's Longley with the pick. Here's Jordan.
Oh, that's a foul.
Hit on a reach-in, and you can just look at the body language on Michael Jordan. You get the idea he's having difficulty just standing up.
But Ostertag saves the day here as the defense broke down. Karl Malone with plenty of time on the shot clock. He can beat Luke Longley. He's fading away there. He's fading on his baseline shot from down low. He's fading on his free throws. Utah needs a timeout. Jerry Sloan needs to tell Karl Malone to go to the hoop.
The Bulls 84. Jordan, an 83% free throw shooter during the season. And the game is tied at 85.
Marv, the Bulls have been here so many times. The huge games, year after year. The confidence, the poise, the determination, the discipline and organization down the stretch.
35 points? Damn. 35 points. And he about to get 36 with this free throw, but that's crazy.
All paying off right now with Jordan masterfully at the line.
I guess.
Jordan able to scoop up the loose ball for the possession with 40 seconds remaining. The game tied at 85. On the shot clock. Pippen backing Hornacek. Here's Jordan.
Ooh!
Jordan.
Damn.
Straight away. He looks like he's a boxer just hanging on along the ropes, but able to hit for a 3-point Chicago lead. Beautiful feed. Ostertag cuts it to 1.
You got a foul right now. You got a foul. Karl Malone, what are you doing?
Why are you not fouling?
You got a foul.
As they open the floor.
Why did you not foul? Why did you? What the hell? That's crazy. I don't know what the Jazz was thinking. They didn't even foul.
From Tony Kukoc, 3-point Chicago lead with 6 and 2/10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
That's hard
Damn.
that you can lose track of time and score. As
Oh my God.
there, right next to Pippen. He does have 5 fouls. No excuse. Should have committed one there.
Michael Jordan playing on heart and spirit. The missed free throw here. Everybody standing there. And then the furthest guy from the ball, Michael Jordan, comes up with it. And then he backs it out. They post up Scotty, and then for no reason, they double team Scotty down low and leaving Michael Jordan. He knocks down this three, gives him the huge lead, and then the total exhaustion on the bench. Michael Jordan sucking air, got the back massage from Scottie Pippen. I think Chicago just fouls right here, makes it a free throw game the rest of the way.
Down to 6 2/10 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Here's the three-point attempt. Now Stockton trying to back it up. And we get a whistle of 2/10 of a second remaining. Now both teams are over the limit. And the foul is called on the Bulls. So Utah to the line. Foul on Pippen. And the strategy here is obvious. The Bulls up by 3. You got to hit the first and purposely miss the second, and we'll hope for the best.
And you can't score on a tip, and I was thinking Chicago would foul on the inbounds pass to give up the free throws rather than give Stockton or Hornacek or Russell a look at a three-pointer.
I think you got to come with Ostertag, the height here, to tip over the top on a miss. There's no need to have Hornacek in it.
Jeff Hornacek only 2 of 11 from the field. He had that three-point opportunity going for the tie. Both coaches making decisions now. John Stockton to the line, but only 2/10 of a second remaining.
There will be no catch and shoot follow-up. First of all, John Stockton has to make the first one to give Utah any kind of chance at all, but you can score on a tip.
Positioning at the line after this first free throw will be critical.
Damn. You got to make that.
Stockton not able to hit, and that will do it because they're 3 points down. And now he hits the second. 2/10 of a second remaining. The inbounds, and the Chicago Bulls have defeated the Utah Jazz to take a 3-2 lead. They win it 90-88. A courageous, classic performance by the flu-ridden Michael Jordan. A performance that I think will go down as one of the greatest of his career because of the situation. Gets that.
Man, that was a good game, and Jordan looked sick as a dog, and he still, I think he had like 30. I don't know exactly how many points. He had like around like 38. I think it was like 38. But that's crazy though. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Just to have the flu, because most people get the flu, you're not doing nothing. But championship on the line, and you got to do what you got to do to get it. And you could tell every time he was pacing himself, and getting to his spot. He honestly just let the game come to him, took the shots he needed to take, and every time he was on the bench, he's just, he was dying. I could tell, and you could see it on his face. But yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Help this bad boy grow, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.